Tonight, 13 Investigates has new information about inmates burned alive inside of Indiana's oldest prison. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel exposed this horrible problem in a new documentary, and now he's in studio, and you've got more details about another serious fire.
Well, Scott, right after we released our investigation about the Indiana State Prison, another inmate was badly burned. Now, 2 weeks later, that inmate is still fighting for his life, and his family is fighting for answers.
LaPorte County. Hi, this is Officer Gray with Indiana State Prison. We are needing an EMS for a burn victim.
This month, another devastating fire inside this old prison. 43-year-old Adam Schafer burned so badly he was rushed to Eskenazi Hospital in Indianapolis, where his parents could barely recognize him.
He was wrapped from head to toe. I mean, we could just see his nose and his mouth.
65% of his body is burned, so this is significant. I mean, today is going to be a pivotal day.
Since that interview 10 days ago, doctors have performed repeated surgeries in an attempt to save Adam's life. Surgeries to remove all his dead skin, to amputate all 10 of his fingers. Surgeries to try to keep Adam's airway open in the hopes that he'll eventually be able to breathe on his own. Adam's parents say he is still really struggling to recuperate from something that he feared could happen. He was concerned about fires inside the prison?
Yeah, he's been really concerned about that.
Adam's mother says just days before the fire, her son was telling her about inmates being injured and killed by fires inside their cells.
That's just ridiculous. And he goes, I know, Mom. And I said, I don't want to get a phone call that says you were burnt. And this was just last week.
Adam's fire is certainly not the first. 13 Investigates discovered over the past decade there have been hundreds of fires inside this 165-year-old prison, leading to serious injuries and gruesome deaths. Some of the fires are linked to faulty electrical outlets, which inmates say are inside cells throughout the prison.
I've seen where sparks is shooting out the outlet, and it was hissing and shooting fire out.
As soon as you plug it in, sparks shoot out the side of the point of contact.
Was Adam's fire the result of another faulty outlet?
Michigan City Fire for a burn victim, ISP 1 Park Row, Party 1 for a burn victim.
13 News has learned state investigators removed the outlet from Adam's cell in DeSalle House as part of their investigation, an investigation that is still ongoing. In the meantime, the Department of Corrections sent 13 Investigates a statement claiming preliminary investigation suggests Adam tampered with something that caused a spark in his cell. We asked for evidence to back up that claim, but the department has not yet offered any evidence. And Adam's mom isn't buying that explanation, especially because Adam has served more than 15 years of his 17-year sentence. His scheduled release date is next year.
He is so close to getting out and always worried about fires, you know. It just made no sense to me.
Adam's parents say there are plenty of other things that don't make sense, especially in light of our investigation showing a pattern of serious fires at the prison.
Why the place still is even in existence, being 100 and some odd years old, and the wiring issues that have been known, how that could continue.
It just seems like their response time is just too long. And if they got cameras going, did they not notice the fire starting? Yeah, I just don't get it.
Adam's parents say he's still in critical condition with more surgeries ahead. That's their primary focus right now, but they also want to know how this happened and what the state is doing to make sure it does not happen again.
And Bob, Governor Braun also wants answers to this.
Yes, the governor told me last week that he is calling for an investigation because he doesn't want fires like this happening on his watch. But 13 Investigates has learned Adam is not the first inmate burned at Indiana State Prison since Governor Braun took office. And now some state lawmakers are calling for big changes. We'll dig into that tomorrow night at 11.
All right, Bob Siegel with 13 Investigates.